Hey everyone. So as you may have seen, this is Suicide Awareness Week, month. I've seen both. Someone can correct me if they want. Either way, I want to share and bring some more info out there over suicide awareness, as this is taken, should be taken very seriously. Anything even close, remotely close, suicide is very serious. So I'm just doing a little bit, and I did a post topic over this and went over some highlights and some things to share for everyone. As you know, let's get real and honest, and I'm being open with you, all of you, as this is a hard subject to talk about, right? But it's needed. And it's not something I feel like we should just brush off and, yeah, it's suicide awareness and move on. I feel like it's something definitely to be brought up. So, going on, my first thought is let's get real. Let's get serious and open up. And, you know, as I will during this video, it gets hard. It's really hard. I feel like that first step sometimes to admit maybe you're struggling, you're having a hard time, you're having thoughts maybe you've never had before, or don't want to admit that you're having, don't want to admit that maybe you need help that you've never had to reach out for before, or just thoughts that are scaring and alarming to you. It's okay. You're not alone. And there are so many people in this world that we all have highs and lows, and sometimes our lows just get to be too much. Have you felt down, depressed, lonely, afraid, defeated, worthless? I admit, I have. I have had thoughts that I'm not proud of. I have had moments, times, hard nights that have scared me, that have opened up my eyes. It's hard. You know, we are not only struggling physically with so much that we have going on, but, you know, there's life stresses, there's families, there's relationships, there's finances, there's jobs, there's kids, there's everything that brings into life that adds on and can be just overwhelming and overbearing of how do we balance, how do we do it all? And we're human, we're gonna struggle. And that's okay. We all struggle. No, again. I will not say it enough. You are not alone. And you know, when I've had those times, it gets scary. I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. Who does? But I know that's a time where I know I need help and reach out, whoever that is. I personally do see a Christian, well, I talk to him now because of everything going on, but I do see a Christian counselor. I do see a GI psychologist. You know, I do feel like I know my go-tos of who to talk to at times when I'm feeling bad or down or just not myself. And you know who you are. And I feel like that's really important, and maybe something I just thought of, that maybe something we could all do, or, you know, could help all of us. Write down who you are, because you know who you are. You're a fun, loving, caring, great person, and more qualities than that, I'm sure. Each one of you have qualities God's made and put inside of you that make you awesome and who you are. Write down those qualities and remember and hold on to that. And you know, when you're not feeling yourself, something's going on. So according to the website SAVE, Suicide Awareness Voices of Education, suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. That's a lot. That's scary. And that's sad. There is one death by suicide every 12 minutes. Take that in. That's really hard. Did you know that there is an increase in suicide risk that is found in chronic illness? How many of you all have a chronic illness? Well, I'm speaking to a group that has gastroparesis, right? So that alone can make us struggle even more. And I know for myself, I admit, yeah, I've had ups and downs and many different life experiences that's got to me before I got really sick. I mean, have had health issues before I even got diagnosed, and I'm sure many of you all have been suffering with different things before you got diagnosed, and probably have had gastroparesis before you found out you had it. But then, once you go through and get diagnosed, you start with the treatments and the trials and medicines and procedures, and then maybe it's not just one chronic illness, it's another, and then it's another. I mean, I'm sure maybe a lot of you don't just have one, and that can pile on and make things so much harder. You're not just struggling with life itself, you're struggling with your physical chronic illness together, and that's a lot. So the risk that has been found in chronic illness with not only gastroparesis but also in chronic pain and sleep disturbances increases. And that's just something to take aware and be note of, that again, it's not just that you're suffering because you're hurting and you're lost. You're going through a lot. There are reasons for this, and it's something to be aware of and to know and to not feel bad about. You are going through a lot, and it's okay to get the help you need. Self-care is huge as well. Living with chronic illness can be very consuming. Your once normal life has changed and turned upside down, and it's changed and completely different from what you once knew to what is it now filled of. I know for myself, I feel like the week is full of appointments and errands and whatever else I can manage to do and feel up to. And now the weekend comes, I'm like, well, what can I do? Because I'm tired and exhausted and don't feel like doing much. When before, the old me, I'm a go-getter. I want to get things done. I want to accomplish things. I want to go walking and get activity done and just do things. My body doesn't want me to, though. And that gets hard. So coping with depression, anxiety, all those things, feeling alone and hurting and lost, all comes along with the chronic illness as well, and can be frustrating and stress, adding on to stress to manage your own care and your own chronic illness. It's when we can't be alone in this, and that's why this support group, amazing support group that we have with each other, is huge and so important, that we need each other. We each other understand where we're coming from. If I'm gonna post, I am just struggling today and feel like I can't get anything done. How many of y'all can relate to that? I hope some of y'all can. You all know how we each other feel. We are the best of understanding each other and things, and that is huge. We need each other. So adding on to some of my thoughts and things I want to bring to this, I want to share that do not be afraid to reach out. That is so, so important. And I get like that as well too, where I'm like, I don't want to admit to this. I don't want to talk about this or share this with someone or let them know that I'm hurting. But it's so important. We're human. We're all going to have times, whether one extreme or to the other. But we have to be able to reach out to one another and feel comfortable. Even if it's not like a big post to the group, maybe someone else you just feel comfortable sending a message and private talking and praying over, or however you feel like you need the help, what can help you. Maybe reaching out to a counselor, a trusted friend, family member, talking to your doctor to see if maybe you need medicine changes, or adding on a medicine to see if it would help. And with all of these things, I just want to say, do not feel embarrassed. Do not feel put down by reaching out for, I need to go see my counselor. or I need to go get put on some anxiety depression medicine. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. In my opinion, that is just a step in taking care of yourself. And if someone doesn't understand that, maybe you should question that person. We need to be surrounded by supportive people that lift us up, encourage us, support us, help us, that keep us going, that get us a smile on our face. And if we don't have that around us, maybe we should choose differently of the people we have. So don't feel embarrassed or put down if you're just not feeling yourself and you just need that extra help or support, if you just need some time, whatever that means. You know, if you don't ever feel embarrassed or put down about it. I know I feel like I've had to get over that step myself, and now I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I just got to do what I got to do and take care of myself. I'd rather be well than feeling down and hopeless. Next, what do you do if you feel like you're seeing someone or worried about that they're feeling suicidal? Ask is number one. But in my opinion, you're not going to just in my own thoughts, even if you have the best of relationship with someone and you're close with them, I don't feel like you're just going to go randomly up to that person and be like, hey, are you having thoughts of suicide? To me, maybe just lean in a little bit more with that person. Start having some more conversations. Try to get a feel of how they're doing, and lean into that question. See how they answer it. And then ask, have you had thoughts, or how are you thinking? How are you feeling? Get a vibe from them. Conversate with them. Let them know that you're interested. Keep them safe. After determining if they are suicidal, either way, establish a plan and reassure that they are safe. And to me, this could go either way. Whether you see that they have a plan for suicide, or they're thinking that, or if they're not, either way, if they're feeling down, if they're feeling depressed, or if they're having thoughts of suicide, either way, that establishing a plan of, hey, I'm going to do this and this and this to help me, or this can be my plan to help me feel safe and know that I'm okay. And that, can be just such an amazing support for them to have someone get things wrote down, get things, put together, have an outline. That just can go so far, and it means so much, and you can really help someone. Third is be there. It's important to be there with others. Meet them where they are. To not talk over them or talk down to them. When you're there for someone that's already maybe not feeling themselves and feeling down, you don't want to put them down more. So try not to talk down or talk over them. Just listen. Listening is huge. Just be that open ear. And you can be there physically. You can listen to them on the phone, that sometimes we're not able to be there physically. You can send a message. Being personal to me is huge. Being direct. Letting them know that you are there, you care, you want to know how they're doing. And also, to me, with this, adding on consistency. Not just, hey, every once in a while, or I'll do this today and then not hear back. Consistency is huge, as they need it as well. So send them a message or have a phone call every day, maybe in the beginning, however often, but be consistent. And 4, help them connect, whether it be with a support group. You can be, and doing all this is wonderful. You can be such a great support system, and especially helping them get through all these steps, establishing plans and being there and listening. And sometimes that professional support can be needed as well, and helping them get connected with a support group, professional counselor, therapist, whatever it may be, ongoing support groups in person, or what they have all kinds of things out there right now. Help them get established in a safety plan making them feel more secure and that they are needed and loved and just wanted here and lifted up. 5 is follow up. After you have that initial conversation, establish a plan and go through these steps, as I said before, be consistent. Listen to them, send them a message, call them, see how they're doing. That's really important, and that will remind them that, hey, someone cares for me. Someone's looking out for me. You know, I need this. I'm gonna continue to press on and do what I have to do. We all need that. Even in, when we're feeling good, it's still something I feel like we all still need. When we get a message from someone that asks us how we're doing, that means that someone is thinking of you at that very moment because they want to know how you're doing. And even though that sounds so simple, that can go so far. So following up is huge. It makes them feel that they're being cared and thought of and needed. And please remember, you are not alone. You are loved. You are needed. You are valued. You are important. God has great plans ahead for you. And most of all, you are loved more than you can ever imagine by your Heavenly Father. We wait and hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Psalm 33:20. God is our help. God will help us through the ups and downs and the highs and the lows. And He will get us through the breakthroughs, whether we see it now or not. He will. And we just have to have faith and believe it. So as I say all the time, don't be afraid to reach out, however that may look. And just know that you're not alone. And just, if you're ever feeling down, lost, scared, whatever it may be, don't be afraid to reach out. We want to be there for each other and help you. And, I'm going to need it just as well as other people do too. We all have different times, difficult times. So I hope this has been helpful, informative, good reminders. I know it has been for me just looking over stuff. So I did an outline, and I'll share it in group, and it has more stuff in detail than what I just went over. So hopefully you can take a minute and just look over it, and just maybe not even for yourself, maybe for others as well, that we can be there for each other and lift each other up, support each other, encourage each other, remind each other that you are loved and cared for and needed, and just have a purpose and just valued. And I can keep going on, but just know that you are loved, and don't be afraid to reach out. Don't ever put down to take a step of action to help yourself. So I hope this has been helpful, and you can let me know what y'all think, and I hope that you all will take some time to think about this as well. It can only not just help us as a person, but as well as help others to know how to help them as well. Because this is important, and I guess that's something I feel like I haven't stressed enough, that I will say in group, I will say for myself, it's taken very seriously and very important. If you're having thoughts of suicide, if you're having thoughts of just really put down and just scared and lost and alone and don't want to be here anymore, please reach out. But I do personally take it very seriously, and it's nothing that I just let slide by. So please know that as well. I hope y'all have liked or has helped some of this. So I look forward to hearing from you all, and getting to see you all this Sunday, and just be aware, and just also take care of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, and never feel bad about that, taking time for you. All right, keep smiling.